viral edition. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be picking out some of the most viral products on the internet right now that you might be seeing, and I'm going to be sharing with you products you should buy instead. Now, a few notes to the concept here. These are not dupes. These are not alternatives. I did not pay one bit of attention to the price. Essentially, I'm bringing to your attention products that are getting a lot of attention right now, and I'm telling you which ones I would grab or reach for over that viral one. Like if you were my friend and you were like, oh, I've heard so much about this Patrick Ta foundation, I would be like, I know better. I know of a better one. And these aren't dupes either. Some of these formulas, while they're similar enough to remind me of each other and kind of do the same job, what is different about them might be what I like about the other product better. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. If you haven't caught on yet, you will as the video goes on. Let's put my little tentacles back for the time being. Let's get into it, girls. Buy this, not that. So the viral product that I'm talking about here is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip and Glow Primer. And my initial thoughts of this was that I liked it. I felt like if you liked the original Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, you would like this. But the more that I've used it, the more metallic and unflattering it's become. And I pride myself, like I feel like most of the time I'm pretty spot on with my first impressions, but there are a few outliers and this is one of them. I would just use the original over this one. I don't really like the metallic finish that it has. I think it emphasizes pores. And while it will show through with a product over top, sometimes I feel like the pores are still emphasized just with how metallic it is, with, you know, the theory of makeup. A finish like this is just not going to be flattering on textured or porous skin. So I really haven't enjoyed this one that much. It's fine. It does have that sticky base. For me, I don't need a sticky base. If you were in Sephora and you said, ooh, I heard about this one, it gives such a glowy base, I would be like, no. Buy this one instead. I just realized we were kind of far out. Now, this is a viral product in its own right, but in my opinion, I think it definitely deserves to be. This is the Say Glowy Super Gel. I'm using the shade Star Glow. So this is going to give that same glowy effect to the face, but without the metallic finish, without the glitters. Now, it is a complete different consistency, so make sure you're paying attention to my description. If you're using the Milk Primer because of the stickiness, then you're probably not going to like this product as much. Like I said, I'm only mentioning things that I like about the product, and you know, for me, what I would use the Milk Makeup for would be that glow, but I feel like I get such a better glow with the Say. You see, it's so much more flattering, it's smooth, whereas this, it's kind of metallic, it looks a little splotchy. You can see the ending of the product right here. And I've got to be honest, for me, the stickiness doesn't do anything for me, especially now that the stickiness has settled down on the Milk Makeup. So that's why I would recommend the Say Glowy Super Gel over the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip and Glow. Instead of buying these, you want to buy this. This one's a little bit self-indulgent, but these are the brushes that I'm going to be using. These are the original BK Beauty brushes, their top 3 best sellers. The 109, the A506, and the A501. Particularly the A506 and the 109 are brushes that I use religiously every single day. And instead of buying these, you need to buy the Holy Grail Trio from BK Beauty, which has these same 3 brushes, but the packaging is sleek and stunning. This is a set that they just recently restocked because it sold out so fast the last time. So if you want to get your hands on their top 3 best-selling brushes in one set with luxe, delicious, delightful packaging, now's your opportunity. They did just restock, and you can get it for 30% off. They did give me an exclusive code before their Black Friday sale. Code Morgan30 will save you 30% off. I would appreciate it if you would shop it through the YouTube tag, which I'm tagging right now, if you're gonna get it. Because YouTube's doing a bunch of promotions for creators right now where if you shop through tags, it bumps up your commission. But anyways, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it. I did see Lisa say that she is expecting this set to sell out. I'm gonna be using these brushes throughout my complexion process. So just so you know, these are available. They are 30% off, and they're the 3 best-selling brushes in the super cute limited edition packaging. I will support BK Beauty and Lisa to the day I die, so just wanted to let you guys know about that. On to the rest. Buy this, not that. So instead of buying the Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation that you might be seeing all over the internet because everything Patrick Ta touches becomes internet gold, I would recommend trying the Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow instead. Now, one point that I can make, even though I don't pay attention to price, the price of the Patrick Ta I thought was kind of crazy. It was $58. The Makeup Forever is $47. So let's talk about the claims and what the Patrick Ta foundation does. It gives a really glowy, light to medium coverage finish on the skin. Now, you can check out my full review on this. I liked the way that this looked on my skin, but it took a little bit of extra work and step to make it look like I liked it on my skin, which I think for a $58 foundation, I should not have to do. If you want to play with luxury price points, I expect luxury application and luxury quality, and I didn't really get it from that. The reason being, when I blend this out, it sits on top of my skin. So in order to make this look like one with the skin, I do need to go in with a sponge and kind of push it in, and then it will get off of my baby hairs and my facial hairs. I did not do a good halfway job. We're gonna ignore that. But even right now, it's sitting on top of my skin. And I would like to add, there's a little bit of peeling happening. That's from the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, which I forgot to mention, also sometimes causes some foundations to pill up with it. So that's not the fault of Patrick, that's just the fault of Milk Makeup. Again, another reason not to pick up that Milk Makeup, because look, grr, ignore it, not the fault of Patrick. Anyways, that's actually a pretty big deal. Sorry for not mentioning that earlier, but yes, the Milk Makeup is pickier with foundations over top of it. But anyways, I can see the foundation quite literally sitting on top of baby hairs that truly were not very evident with literally any other foundation. So I have to take a sponge, preferably damp, and then that way it will get rid of the product that's sitting on top of the hairs and whatnot. And then my skin looks really smooth, really hydrated. It looks like there's skincare infused ingredients in this product, and I can see it here. But for $58, I shouldn't have to deal with that. I've dealt with foundations of similar price points many times. A good one should not require that. Also, this foundation doesn't sit down, so it leaves my skin feeling a little bit sticky throughout the day. It doesn't slip and slide by any means, but it just doesn't set down. So my hairs stick to it, which I do not like because I am somebody who has a lot of baby hairs. I constantly have hair regrowing in because, I don't know, my hair falls out a lot and then it grows back. And so I have hairs sticking out all over the place. So while the finish is pretty, you gotta work to get there. And for the price point, I just cannot in good faith recommend it. Which is why I'm recommending the Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow. This gives that same glowy finish to the skin, that same skincare infused looking finish without the added step. The shade's a little darker, we're gonna ignore that, but without the added step of needing to push the product in with the sponge so it just looks smooth from the get-go. And this one has buildable coverage as well. The Patrick Ta does not have buildable coverage, which is fine, but it's just a bonus that if I were to put a second layer of this Makeup Forever foundation, that I can get a little bit more coverage from it. The Makeup Forever also doesn't feel sticky throughout the day. I don't know, if you can't tell, I just don't think that the Patrick Ta foundation was worth it. I don't necessarily think it's a bad foundation, but the $58 price point bothers me for what you get. And you can get this Makeup Forever, which is a renowned makeup brand who has been creating products for years and years for $10 cheaper, you know? So that's why if you ask me in Sephora, should I get the Patrick Ta foundation? I would say no. If you're looking for a glowy foundation, try the Makeup Forever. Now the difference is the Makeup Forever does have a little bit more of a true glowy finish than the Patrick Ta. The Patrick Ta almost makes your skin look like you just put on skincare kind of hydrated. So it's different. This is more of a glass effect that we're getting from Makeup Forever as well. This is not a dupes video, but if you want glowy looking hydrated skin, definitely go for the Makeup Forever. Okay, I'm doing this one specifically to clear up any confusion that I've gotten in the comments, which there's been a few. So instead of buying this, buy this instead. What are the differences? Let me tell you. I have always been a fan of these big, expensive Makeup Forever palettes, and they've been launching one every year. And this year they launched the HD Blush and Glow palette. So this is their cream palette for 2024, and this one has a lot of cream blushes and a lot of cream highlighters as well, whereas the ones that they've launched in previous years, like this one in particular, they call this the HD Skin Face Essentials palette, which they do have available still. This has blush, it has cream blush, but it also has a whole foundation style kind of palette, a couple shades that you can use for color correction. I just overall find this palette to be so much more versatile. So I've been talking about, do not spend your money unless you're like a makeup artist on this $80 cream palette, which really just limits you to cheek colors. Pay for the HD Skin Essentials palettes, which will also give you the cheek colors, but also give you bronzer, contour, concealer, color correction. You just get so much more bang for your buck with the HD Skin Essentials versus the Blush and Glow. So if you've been confused, I've been saying don't buy the one from this year, which is just cheek colors. I've been saying buy the other option that they have, which is cheek colors and skin colors. You get so much more bang for your buck. I have other products that I'm going to use today for blush, so I'm just going to put this over to the side. And I'm going to use the HD Skin Essentials, which launched in 2023, I believe. I'm going to use my Holy Grail A506 from BK Beauty. And I'm going to do a little bit of concealer. And I'm just mixing these two together. I love this palette. You can use it for anything that you want on the face. It's a good, versatile cream palette. And if I do want more coverage, which I will because this is concealer, I'll just go in with my finger and build the product up on the inner corner where I need the most coverage, and then I'll blend it out with this brush. You know, I'm still not an active makeup artist anymore, but if I were, this would 120% be in my kit because some of the popular makeup artist cream palettes, they're very, very creamy and they can pull heavy because in a lot of cases they're used for like stage makeup. This one is a little bit more wear time everyday friendly because the creams are a little bit drier. And then if you want a little bit more coverage like I do, I'm just going in with my fingers just to get a heavier lie down of the product. And then I'm using my brush. With this BK Beauty brush, this is off topic, but I have like 3 of them. Like I cannot be turned off from purchasing this over and over again because I cannot have too many in my collection. Anyways, I'm always looking for these brushes, so I need like 5 options in 5 different places. There we go. Buy this one, not this one. I don't have anything for the brow category, so I'm just gonna pop on a nice even brow. This next one might get a little bit of a giggle out of you guys. Buy this, not that. This is a real lilac blush that's gonna work for skin tones, you guys. No, obviously this was really only truly meant to be for the Asian market or with the Asian market in mind. But I think a lot of people wanted it to work for them because it's a lilac blush and we're just attracted to lilac and wanting to make it work. So instead of making the YSL Make Me Blush in the shade 69 work, which 99% chance it won't, try the M Cosmetic Color Serum Drop in the shade Little Lilac. Let me show you the difference. We'll do YSL for fun here. And this is more like if you want a lilac blush to work, which when I saw this, I wanted it because I wanted to see how it would work for me. Okay, now let's do the M Cosmetics, which I do believe they've repackaged and whatnot. The formula might be a little bit different, but the color still remains. This is a lilac blush that is actually going to flatter your skin and show up. The formulas are not comparable at all, do keep that in mind, but it's a liquid blush that's lilac. I refuse to build this up anymore because it will make me look sickly. So, looking for a lilac liquid blush look in the way of M Cosmetics. Instead of buying the Tower 28 pressed powder, buy arguably one of my favorite pressed powders, the NARS Soft Matte Advanced Setting Powder. Now when it comes to setting powder, I wanted to do a little bit of blurring action and I wanted to add color, whether that be brightening or coverage. And for me, the Tower 28 just didn't hit. It's not flattering, like it's not blurring. It makes me look a little bit dry. I want you to see right in this area, I just look dry. So that's why I wasn't as into this. It's like not horrible. I'll still use it. You know, the thing with this video is like, in some of the cases, not all, but in some cases, like the viral products are not bad. There just happens to be things that I like better. So let's use the NARS now. Now these are a complete different color. The NARS doesn't have the trendy color correction kind of shades. They have more true to skin tone shades. This is a little bit looser. It gives a little bit more coverage, but the finish of it is just so much smoother and better looking, and it's softer on the skin as well. So if you're looking for a good pressed powder to set your makeup with, I highly recommend the NARS. Now the NARS consistency is completely different as well. It's more closely related to a foundation powder. It's not a foundation powder, but it's more closely related in that it's soft and gives a little bit more coverage, whereas this feels like more of a setting powder. But I use them in the same way, and I just prefer the NARS so much more. Like just looking now, my skin on this side looks so much better. This next product is more of a cult classic than it is viral, but I've done this video 2 times before and I hadn't mentioned this one, and I know it was on my list to mention. Instead of buying the Benefit Hoola, which you've been hearing about for years, maybe try out my personal favorite bronzer, the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Bronzer. And like I said, the Benefit, not a bad choice. But on my skin tone, as I've been in the makeup world for a little bit longer now, as each year passes, this can look muddy on me. This is a little dark. This is a little warmer than I remember. I remember years ago, I would say, you know, this could be a contour too. Like this is warm, this is a bronzer. It can add shape and definition, but it's not gonna literally shade and shape the face because it's warm, it's a bronze, and it's still a very nice flat powder bronzer. I feel like we're in the age of liquid and cream bronzers, but a matte bronzer, a powder bronzer, still does it, you know, especially for my friends who are oily skinned. So there is a powder bronzer that's flat like this, that kind of gives the same finish on the face, but I reach for it more, and that's the Pat McGrath. This is a shade Nude Honey, and if you're within a similar skin tone as me, you like the Benefit shade on you, try this one. This one is like a little bit more cooler. I feel like it's better to be used to shape the face, give us a little bit of a higher cheekbone. It doesn't look as muddy on my skin tone. It's easier to blend out. It's just, if you ask me, the Benefit Hoola, but elevated. It has all of the things that we loved about the Benefit Hoola years ago, but it's improved even more in the tone, in the blend, in the finish. So nowadays, instead of reaching for Benefit Hoola, I'm reaching for Pat McGrath. And this you don't get any kick up with really either. With the Hoola, it's a little bit softer, so I would get a little bit more kick up, which would then lead to a potentially messier, splotchy application. I just don't get that with the Pat McGrath. So buy this, not that. This next one is a similar situation to the Makeup Forever cream palettes. Instead of buying Dior's new limited edition cheek highlight palette, just go with the OG. The formula is better, the finish is better, and the colors are better. Now this new one is in the shade Celestial Glow, and it might be for some of you. I don't want to scare you, but there's this shade that has pink. It's a little bit blue. This is pretty soft, and then this one is quite glittery, which 'tis the season, so it's a little bit more acceptable, but it's really glittery. It's just not like the finish of any other color in any of the Dior palettes. I'm really trying to wipe away, and then I'm gonna go into this, and it's still not bad, but if you're looking to purchase your first Dior Backstage Highlight Quad. The original is better. It's just a better formula. I want you guys to get the biggest bang for your buck. I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm going to put the white down first. Not a glitter to be seen in sight. And then I put a little bit of the pink over top. Just overall a smoother, quicker experience. I didn't have to work anything out. You can check out my Dior review if you want more info, but if you want the best formula and you're investing in one of these Dior highlight quads, go with the original. You don't need the new shiny toy. The colors are less wearable, and the formula is just a little off. It's a little different, so the best value is going to be in the original palette. I am sad and avoidant of using the Not That item. Buy this, not that. Now, if I'm being honest, neither of these setting sprays is my cup of tea, but there are times where you do need to apply a hairspray like setting spray because you need your makeup to last. And that's when you would pull out a style setting spray like this. I'm going to start off with the One Size. The One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Setting Spray. This, while I can't breathe while applying it because it will go up my nostrils and suffocate me, it does make my makeup last longer. It really does. Oh, still got up my nose. It does what it's gotta do, especially if you have oily skin or if you have really, really long days. It gets the job done. While as painful and uncomfortable as it is to apply, it works. A lot of people were excited with this L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist because it's pretty much supposed to do the same thing, except it's awful and it destroys my makeup. I've got to be very careful here. I'm only gonna spray it for 1 second. I do not want to ruin my makeup. That's all it's getting, because I'm not gonna demo what happens. I will just tell you. So pretty much, this needs to be the very last thing you apply, and I didn't do that because it will make my eyelids peel. Not my literal eyelids, but this lays down residue that will peel if you touch it. So it will get on the lips, it will get on the eyelids. I'll start applying eyeshadow and it would begin peeling. That's with the true application. I did a half-second spray. But if you put anything over top or mess with it, your makeup will peel off. And that, in any world, is unacceptable. But if you are going to use it and you do have it, even after your lip product, because your lips will literally peel as you start to apply lip liner. I can't explain it. It's a makeup ruiner in a bottle. Please do not waste your time. I'm sure it can probably make your makeup last longer if you're not touching your face, but do not buy this. If you need an industrial hairspray setting spray, the One Size will get you good. This one is also going to be interesting. But in the name of purple palettes, Natasha Denona has launched the Roxa palette. It was a purple palette. I was excited, though as time has gone on, and while I still do like it, don't get me wrong, I don't know, it's not the tones of purples that I like. So instead of buying this, I had a little bit more of a vision that it would be like this. The Viseart Etendu, the perfect purple palette of all purple palettes. Now there are some similar purple tones, but what I love about the Viseart is that the matte shades are more on the cool side. I don't know, to me, I just like this color story better. They both are really lovely quality, but I was hoping that the Roxa, when it was being leaked and teased, that it would resemble the Viseart Violet Etendu a little bit closer. So you might like the colors of the Natasha Denona. I'm not knocking on the quality at all. If you like the colors and you're gonna use them, oh my gosh, by all means. I don't think you'll be disappointed. But the colors in the Viseart just do it for me a little bit more. I'm debating how I want to do this. Do I want to try and create the same look with the two different palettes? Because the point is that the Viseart just has better colors. I'll do what I can. From Viseart, I'm starting with this shade. Now, the Viseart formula is top of the line, by the way, just like Natasha Denona is. They both are great, and particularly this Viseart Etendu is super nice quality because sometimes Viseart can be inconsistent. I'm going in, I don't know if I want to go in with this one or this one. We'll start off with Sweet Pea, and I'll adjust as necessary. Look how different the tones are here. This is more of that cool toned color, but this is also more pigmented on the Natasha Denona side. I'm going into a little bit of velour. but I just love the true lavender of the Violet Etendu. Those are a lot more different than I had anticipated them being. That's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna keep it simple because there's a lot going on between the two palettes. One thing I love about the Viseart is that it has almost like brown toned purples. The Natasha Denona just doesn't have that. So from Viseart, I'm going into the dark color. I'm gonna blend that out. Super easy to use. And then I'm going to go into Eclipse from ND. Now obviously these palettes are not supposed to dupe each other, so they're going to look different. Wow, the Natasha Denona has a lot more pigment, but it is a little bit more difficult to blend out due to that pigment. But the Natasha Denona formula is really nice too. They're just different. The Viseart blend, being 100% honest, was a little bit more seamless. This shade, the dark purple matte, or shimmer, sorry, from the Viseart, the outer corner of the eye. Concord from Natasha Denona. It's funny when you apply them too, they're just completely different, even though they look kind of close in pan. I'm using the same brush, so there might be a little bit of intermingling going on. The Natasha definitely offers a better array of shimmers. So use this one from Viseart. And then I'm using Regal from ND. I'm gonna do my lower lash and pop on some liner, and I'll be right back. Anyways, I didn't really know how to describe it other than like, these are two top of the line formulations. I was really excited for Natasha Denona to come out with a purple palette, but in my heart of hearts, I was hoping it was a little closer to the Viseart Etendu. So if you thought maybe the Roxa was a bit too pink, I don't know, maybe look into Violet Etendu. It is amazing. Also, did you guys see they launched a new palette? I think I just got it in the mail. I'm excited to play with it. Buy this, not that. One of the newest mascara sensations right now, maybe, I don't know how well it's going over, but it's really popular and new, is the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize Volume Mascara, and it gives you volume right away, which reminds me a lot of one of my favorite volumizing mascaras, the Fenty Hella Thick. Now, I'm not gonna lie, today is a trial run because I think I like the Fenty better, but that might change depending on how this goes. So let's see, maybe I might switch it. But what I do not like at all about the Charlotte Tilbury, and one of my main reasons for making this and don't buy this, is this curved wand does not fit my eye shape well at all. I really struggle to apply this. Let me put on my lower lashes first. Okay, no, it seriously does give volume, but it's just too curly of a wand. I have to be really careful. Anyways, it does give volume super duper fast, but when it comes to volume, I've just always loved the Fenty Hella Thick. This wand is straight, which I like. What do you think? Which one looks better? The Fenty definitely gave me more lashes. It separated the lashes more. But I'd argue maybe the Charlotte Tilbury gives more length. Let me add another layer of Fenty. Oh, I love this. Now, if you have naturally long, thick lashes, first of all, rude. Second of all, those are the people that don't like this Fenty mascara because it makes the lashes too clumpy and too voluminous. But when you're not working with much, you'll even take the clump. I don't know. The Charlotte, though, is a little bit more spidery in that it makes the lashes more straight and thick. Okay, I still stand by it. If you're looking for major volume, buy this instead of this. Fenty is also more affordable, but they're both really good volumizing mascaras if you need that volume. But I like the wand of the Fenty a lot more, and that's huge for me. Okay, now lips. Makeup Forever is making a lot of appearances in today's video. Buy this and not that. I've been talking about these, but I wanted to make it official in this video. So I have two of the most popular lip liner colors sold ever from Makeup Forever in the original artist color pencils. So we have Anywhere Caffeine and Wherever Walnut. Now these are two very different formulations that I'm talking about because these have been bestsellers for years. They're meant to be used all over the face. And remember, this video is not like I don't like the Rephr product. I really love the Rephr product. But in terms of lip liner, these just didn't last because they're supposed to be used all over the face. They're supposed to have more of a powdery consistency so you can blend them out. So they officially came out with the same colors in a true lip liner formula. These are the Artist Color Pencil Extremes, and so they're going to be more similar to Pat McGrath and Charlotte Tilbury, where they're creamy to apply, but they dry down and don't budge. So I'm going to show you the colors, because I do feel like they're a little different. These are much more creamy to apply, which I prefer the original in terms of application. I don't like it too creamy, because then it slips and slides, but... So look how much more orange the original Artist Color Pencil is in Anywhere Caffeine versus in the Extreme. And then this is a lighter pink, Wherever Walnut, in the Extreme formulation as well. So the color is slightly different, but I will say on the lips, same diff. So let's do Wherever Walnut. Yeah, let's do Wherever Walnut. So this is the original. Then let's get to Wherever Walnut in the Extreme. See, doesn't this look like more of a lighter pink? It's like the same, but it's different, just know. But anyways, the reason that I am recommending the Extreme pencils over the original is if you are looking for these to last longer. They now have an option for you. These do noticeably have a different wear time, and they have more or less kind of the same shade. Now, if you like to use your original all over the face, on the eyes, whatever, please continue to purchase these. These are still amazing, but I just think it's awesome that they now have a longer lasting formula specifically made for lip liner. Ooh, this one is kind of like an affordable alternative. They're different, but I'm gonna save you some money. Buy these from Hard Candy instead of this from YSL. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the YSL Love Shine Candy Glows, and I'm recommending these Hard Candy Lip Glow Balms over the YSL. So I like these YSL. There is nothing wrong with these. They are just underwhelming for the price point that you pay. And there are other formulas from YSL that I'd recommend over. But you can get these Hard Candy for so much cheaper. And there is little to no difference between the formulation. I would say, if anything, the Hard Candy is a little bit goopier. Like just the slightest bit goopier. But for how expensive the YSL is, I like these from Hard Candy a lot. And I'm a big YSL lip fan, but these Love Shine Candy Glows, I have never thought was worth the money. And they're very confusing with their formulas from YSL. They have like the Candy Glow Lip Glaze, the Love Shine Lip Oil Balm. They have all kinds of things that are kind of like the same name but different name. So it is confusing, but these are a newer formula from YSL and they just didn't give me that bang that I wanted, and they reminded me heavily of these from Hard Candy, and I love these from Hard Candy. And the price point for what you get is so much more palatable. If you're going to go for YSL, there are other formulas that I like more, but these two quite closely related in formula. So I'm excited about that one. That one is a good, I don't want to say dupe, but a really, really good, more affordable alternative. So that was my full face of my viral buy this, not that. So you wanted to buy the products on this side, not on this side. And this isn't like this side is worse, but I will say this side is better. But the viral products aren't necessarily bad unless I mention so. But there are just some things that sometimes are better, and I'm including myself in this statement, but sometimes we get super excited about the new and shiny toys, the new makeup releases, that sometimes you need to take a step back and think, just because it's new doesn't make it better than what I already have. So I love doing side-by-side comparison videos like these, because at the end of the day, realistically, I think you should buy the products that I used on this side over this side just because the performance, the quality is better. For whatever reason, if you want the best of the best, these are products that are similar that I think perform better and that you would like better. So that is all I have for this time's Buy This Not That. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you like this style of video, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. I have done a couple other of these in the past, so if you really like this style of videos, there's more for you to check out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys, have a good one.